Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking one of the most mind-blowing survival stories on the planet, using info straight from the experts over at the Louisville Zoo. And look, we're not just going to sit here and read dry biology textbooks, okay? If you're a visual learner, like me, you are absolutely going to love this. We're looking at this incredible biological process like it's a simple, comic book-style superhero origin story. Because let's be real, every great hero has a backstory, a wild transformation, and that epic final reveal. So get ready to watch this entire life cycle unfold right before your eyes.
So what does it actually take to undergo nature's most extreme physical transformation? Think about it. Imagine if you had to literally dissolve your current body just to unlock your ultimate potential. Crazy, right? It sounds totally like science fiction or, the crazy plot of a blockbuster graphic novel. But this exact thing is happening all around us, in gardens, in forests, in zoo exhibits, literally every single day. The source material we're diving into details a life-changing journey that pushes the absolute limits of biology.
Which brings us to the comic strip sequence, the 4 stages of transformation. All right, here's our visual roadmap for this hero's journey. Stage 1, the egg. Stage 2, the caterpillar. Stage 3, the chrysalis. And finally, Stage 4, the butterfly. Nice and simple.
So, let's open up issue number 1, the origin. Stage 1, the egg. Now, these eggs are incredibly small, like blink and you miss it small, but they aren't all exactly the same. Depending on the specific species of butterfly, the shape of the egg can actually vary wildly. It might be oval, it could be perfectly round, or it might even be completely cylindrical. But inside this tiny, seemingly simple little structure, well, it holds all the genetic blueprints required for the massive transformations that are about to hit. It's literally the quiet before the storm.
Next up, Stage 2, the feeding frenzy, also known as the caterpillar.
Boom! The egg hatches and out comes the larva, or, as we usually call it, the caterpillar. And look, the creature that crawls out looks absolutely nothing like an egg, and it definitely looks nothing like a butterfly. It's a completely new entity on the scene, and it's designed with one singular, ultra-specific biological mission.
And what exactly is that mission? Well, it must grow quickly. The caterpillar is on a super strict timeline. Think of this as the intense training montage in our comic book story. The creature needs to pack on mass at an unbelievable rate to fuel the next phase of its life.
So, how does it do that? It eats continually. I mean, it is an absolute eating machine. It just chomps through leaves and vegetation with relentless energy. It's building up all those necessary reserves, the literal raw material that it's going to need to completely rebuild its body later on. It doesn't stop. It just eats and grows, eats and grows.
Turning the page to issue number 2, the secret chamber, Stage 3, the chrysalis. Okay, so once that ravenous little caterpillar finally reaches its full size, having totally maxed out its rapid growth phase, it just stops. It secures itself and forms into a chrysalis, which is also known as a pupa. Now, the exterior looks like a static shell. It might even mimic a dead leaf or a small pod to stay hidden. And it looks super peaceful from the outside, but hey, don't let that fool you.
Let's dive into this, because inside that secret chamber, a profound process is happening, metamorphosis. The insect is undergoing a total radical transformation. The caterpillar is literally breaking down, dissolving, and the parts we'd recognize as an adult butterfly are beginning to form entirely from scratch. We're talking wings, antennae, entirely new legs. It's an absolute biological teardown and rebuild, shielded completely from the outside world. Which leads us to the climax, issue number 3, the final form. Stage 4, the butterfly. I actually love the specific description from the zoo's resources on this. Quote, "The adult butterfly emerges from the chrysalis with its soft wings folded about its body." And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer vulnerability of this final reveal. It doesn't just, burst out completely ready to take off and fight crime. No, it emerges delicate, damp, and all compressed. Those magnificent wings are super soft and folded up tight. It really takes a moment to gather its strength. Here's the action sequence for those final, triumphant moments. First, the newly emerged butterfly rests. I mean, it's just survived a grueling transformation, right? Next, it actively pumps blood into those soft, folded wings, expanding them to their full, stunning size and shape. And then, finally, once the wings are fully expanded and ready, it begins to fly. The earthbound, leaf-eating caterpillar has completely reshaped itself into a creature of the sky. Now, reading about this comic book-style transformation is one thing, but actually witnessing it, totally different story. The Louisville Zoo actually invites visitors to see this metamorphosis in real time. When you visit their Butterflies and Blooms exhibit, you can actually take a peek at their Chrysalis area. You can stand right there and watch this amazing real-world superpower happening right in front of you. It's basically a living, breathing superhero headquarters.
Moving on to the sequel, Saving the World.
And here is where you get to become the sidekick in this ongoing adventure. See, the Louisville Zoo has this awesome system set up where simply by participating, you're actually funding the protection of the vanishing wild. Let's look at the breakdown comparing every general admission ticket sold versus every membership purchased.
For every single general admission ticket that is sold, exactly 25 cents is directly contributed to conservation efforts. Now, you might be thinking, a quarter. That's not much. But think about the thousands of people coming through the gates to see exhibits like Butterflies and Blooms. Those quarters stack up fast into a formidable defense fund for wildlife, both at home and in wild places.
And what if you take the plunge and get a full membership? Well, for every membership, a full $1 is contributed to those exact same vital conservation efforts. The zoo uses this to work with wildlife partners globally, making sure this money actively helps protect species whose natural habitats are, sadly, vanishing. By simply showing up to learn and marvel at nature, you're actively funding its survival. How cool is that?
We've seen the unbelievable transformation today, from a tiny, strangely shaped egg to a ravenous caterpillar into the secret of Chrysalis where that crazy metamorphosis takes place, all the way to the magnificent flying butterfly. And we've also seen how just engaging with these wonders helps fund their protection. So here's my question for you. How will you help protect the vanishing wild? Whether it's learning more, buying a ticket, or simply sharing this incredible 4-stage origin story with someone else, the sequel is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.